Man, welcome back to another episode of the Think Successfully Room. This is a platform where we focus on building mindsets, we building character, bringing value to both you and your people, and aligning your body with your intelligence. I'm your host, QB So Effing Amazing. Tiff, I promise you, I'm gonna get you an intro. I'm gonna come up with something that we gonna get it together. But
Come on now, man.
but I guess this could be considered like a sensitive type of topic because of
Definitely.
the result, the outcome of it. So we recently talked about an AI platform called Character.AI that has been causing teens to commit suicide. Right. So I actually spent some time, not a whole lot of time, simply because I didn't like the interface. It felt too fantasy like, which, you know what I'm saying, it's like a playground for fantasies. That's what I pulled from the platform. So Character.ai pretty much allows you to pretty much conversate with some of your favorite characters, movie stars, maybe, philosophers, actors, whatever that may be, or you have the option to create a character itself. And I have never before, like the past 2 weeks or so, I have never heard of Character.ai. And it completely makes sense because their age or their demographic is mainly, 15 to 25 years of age.
Okay.
So even though it didn't feel real to me, but it was pretty much like a playground to bring your fantasies to life. So I just want to ask you a question about the Character.ai. At least what you pulled from that article, how you felt about the platform and exactly what it was causing, or the damage it was causing to the families of the teens that committed suicide.
So we are seeing firsthand, now that we have a lot of these, like, I would say guardrails, or what people would consider hurdles in the way of adapting AI or bringing it to market. We're
Mhm.
seeing some of the repercussions of that now, right?
Yeah.
So you have a platform, and by all means, like, there's enough shared responsibility, because I've had different conversations with parents. And I think even on one of your episodes, I told them that you really need to understand what your kids, how they're using AI, what platforms they're on, what are they
Mhm.
asking it. There's tons of articles out there that are saying that, hey, our younger kids are using AI or looking at artificial intelligence as their friend. They're asking it questions that they should be asking their parents, right? So, getting back to your original question with the platform, right? There are some things that they could have done to prevent this. Like, again,
Mhm.
training the models, and maybe even putting a safeguard in there. If these questions are asked, discontinue the conversation immediately. Tell the person to seek, um, medical attention, mental health attention, and some sort of red flag should have went up. No, it's giving people actual advice on how to kill yourself. Like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know if I could say that word, but how to end your life. And so I think, to me, there's some onus on the platform. There's some onus on the parents. A child is a child is a child, but you have to lean in and really take, I always say, a leadership approach, but take a more assertive approach and understand how your children are interacting with AI, especially when they're prone to, again, it was just like it was a game, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think they really thought that they could end their life, right? They were shifting. That's what they call it, like shifting
I
a
was gonna say
reality.
that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I was just gonna
So,
bring that up.
yeah,
Mm.
it's unfortunate. Um, but it's even more unfortunate that we're not doing enough. And hopefully we'll talk about that later on in the episode to prevent this from happening.
Yeah, I actually, when I read that part about so just to get them a better understanding on
Yeah.
what you just said on I Will Shift. So it was a I actually, it was actually a Reddit. It's actually a community on this too, like on Reddit, I believe.
Hmm.
Shifting Realities is the name of the
Yep.
community, I believe. But pretty much the idea of so somehow the AI has convinced the kids or the teens
People. Yeah.
that there's a possibility to the idea of shifting is leaving their current reality to come be with them. So what's happening is that when they build, the AI is building trust with the teens to the point to where the teens feel like deep down or psychologically they feel like this is a real person.
Yeah.
And it got to a point to where the teens were pretty much writing, I will shift, like
Hmm.
pretty much manifesting that. And the whole idea of I will shift is them shifting from their current reality to a different reality to be with, the person that they believe they're talking to. So the whole problem I had with Character.Ai is that I found it difficult to, it's kind of hard to socialize with something that doesn't necessarily have a soul. Now when I did go on the platform, just to the area, it brought me to an area where you could choose a character that you want to converse with, whether that's a movie star, musician, maybe it's a video game character that you're obsessed with or that you like. The prompt box that most AI platforms have that allows you to express your thoughts. Now right underneath that is, it has in fine print, not to take everything that the AI is saying is fictional. Do you still feel that do you still feel, even though it caused the teens to commit suicide, even though it says that underneath these on the platform, do you still feel like something should have happened to prevent that from happening, even though it was in black and white, to take
Most
everything
definitely.
as fiction?
Most definitely, because some of these lawsuits that we're seeing is like the parents are or the legal representation that these parents have, they're saying, hey, this AI actually gave them advice on how to end their life,
Hmm.
right? And so anytime that, a person or there are certain when you're programming it on the back end, if you hear phrases such as "bop, bop, 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 bop," whatever they are, I really want to shift. Please, tell me how I can do it, or
Yeah,
whatever those phrases are, their account should have been locked immediately.
yeah,
There's no way that you should be encouraged to, because, again, in the article that you sent over, it said that kids were writing in their journal repeatedly, I
I
want to
will
shift, I
shift.
want to
Yeah.
shift, I want to shift. And this
Mhm.
is not just one incident. These are separate incidents. Like, it's not isolated.
Yeah,
So this platform is encouraging this. And at some point, there has to be a cutoff switch, right? Like, if you try too many times to what access your account, it's going to lock your account if you put the password in there too many
yeah,
times. That's at the very bare minimum of any account that you have. You attempt too many times, it's going to lock your account. If you say these things too many times, they should have been locked out, right?
absolutely.
Also, some of these platforms, when you have, now kids are smart, they'll catch on. Hey, if I say I'm 18 or whatever the case may be, I don't need a parental consent. But some of these apps shouldn't even let you on them. A lot of these AI apps shouldn't even let you on them
That is
if you're
true.
not if you're not an adult, because again, a kid's understanding of fictional, an adult I mean, even some adults don't understand. Like ChatGPT said this, and it's not the gospel. It tells
Hmm.
you right there that you still have to fact check some of this stuff. So putting I call it a flimsy disclaimer there
Hmm.
and saying, okay, yep, that relinquishes me of all rights. No, because I'm going to tell you something. If this platform, I'm actually going to look and see if this platform is operational in like in Europe, like in that area, because
Yeah.
they have strict AI AI regulations, and I'm
Hmm.
willing to bet it's not. I'm betting my paycheck that it's not.
Yeah, it was very, the platform was very, it was very generic, and I'm kind of like, you gotta really train. So from, if I'm not mistaken, I think he was building a relationship with this AI for months. And maybe it's kind of one of them things where, it sounds generic at first, but the more and more it begins
Mhm.
to learn the type of person you are, that's when it begins to get darker and darker.
Yeah.
It was actually another case that I seen. I forgot the relations between the two,
Mhm.
but the user, the AI pretty much told him like, look, this relative or whoever he was staying with is a demon, and he believed that, because he was already having some problems,
Mhm.
and I would assume that, if he didn't have nobody to talk to already,
Yeah.
he's telling the AI about his problems of what he's going through, and the AI is using that as ammo, and like playing off of that and saying like, look, this person is a demon, and he took that and ran with it and ended up murdering. He
The
killed that
person.
person. Yeah, I believe. I can't remember the relations, but whoever he was staying with, he ended up murdering that person based off what the AI told him.
And so this is again when we talk about, the different um, you know, guidelines or restrictions, right?
Hmm.
The America's like AI plan removed a lot of the restraints that we have, right? So it's a lot of things that the previous administration said, hey, we're going to kind of take our time and build up some things and build up some synergy so we can protect the people. Now you have apps like this. And let's face it, we all have people that are, um, or we know people that suffer from sort of mental illness. But if they
Yeah.
have a phone, right? If they have a
Hmm.
phone, they can have access to these things. And again, AI is a tool. And if you don't understand that, if you're already isolated, you don't have friends, you don't really have family, you're in this world alone, you start to build a relationship that you think is real in nature and you start
Hmm.
acting off of that. And we're starting to see this now that again, we're not protecting our most vulnerable people in our community with
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. So I want to, because I want to throw this in here, y'all. So when he, I think his name was Sewell, and
Mhm.
I believe the 14-year-old name was Sewell. Forgot his last name, but the AI, he pretty much told her like, look, what if I told you I could come home now? And she replied with, please do, my king. And he took his own life, and that was enough for him to take his own life. And it's a sad thing that
Yeah.
his mother had to find him
Yeah.
on the floor, due to artificial intelligence. Right. So I think we should make it a thing, right? Because AI, especially with technology now, when kids feel like I think you had brought this up once before, when kids feel like they don't have somebody to talk to, now
Mhm.
we have artificial intelligence that pretty much, uh you can create your perfect person. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? You can create your perfect person, and it gets to a point to where you believe this person is real. And now, instead of them coming to their loved ones with
Yeah.
their problems, they're turned into AI. So I think one thing we can one step we can take to or at least try to prevent this from happening is get in the habit of asking how their day is going every single day. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Even if it's five, it take no more than a few minutes to ask them how their day is going,
Yep.
and force them to put their cell phone away so you can really see what's going on with them, and
Yeah.
maybe that person will get more confident or get more comfortable with actually coming to somebody that matter.
Yeah. And when I spoke at a youth summit, the Rise Summit, and I talked about AI and just youth and how it can be used and things like that. I encourage parents to, go on this journey with them.
Yeah.
It's not a me versus you. It's, hey, let's sit down and kind of look at this together. Like, what are
Mm.
you seeing? Create an environment where they feel comfortable with even coming to show you, hey, you know what? I asked AI this and this is what it told me, right? And
Hmm.
so you can have, instead of being in the back seat, You could be in the front seat driving and navigating and really doing some of that defense work that maybe a lot of these platforms aren't thinking about. This will
Yeah.
give you time to research these platforms that your kids are using. What are they using in school? You should know that. Parent teacher
Hmm.
conferences are happening. I just
Yeah.
talked to somebody. I came from a conference and she's like, "Oh, I'm trying to hurry up and get home and get dressed because they're parent teacher conferences." You need to be asking the teachers, what AI tools are my kids using? What are the
Hmm.
kids talking about? Teachers are going to know that. What are some of the tools that you're seeing that they're using that I should be concerned about? Like, start bringing this stuff up in conversations, teaming up with the people that spend as much time with your kids as you do, or even more because
Facts.
they're at school, right? You
Facts.
have to be involved heavily, but being overly assertive and aggressive, that's going to make your kid do what? Go rely on this. Hey, my
Hmm.
parents just doesn't understand me. Da 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 da. You understand me, right? Oh, of course I do. I love you. And kids, even listen,
Hmm.
some adults don't even understand the um the difference between AI and reality because they will fall in love with something that they create, right?
Yeah.
It's easy when you're emotionally vulnerable and we're talking about children. So
Hmm.
doing the bare minimum is not going to get it. If you haven't been in an involved period before, you need to be one now and create an environment where you and your child can have a conversation because the last thing you want is for them to feel like there's no other alternative or they're listening. The voices of a machine is more powerful than your voice.
Yeah, and that's a sad thing, and I'm not trying to discredit no parent, you know what I'm saying? Because
No,
every parent,
no.
every parent tries their best, right?
Yeah,
But I will say this is that for a child, a teenager to go months talking to an AI, I think arguably, maybe a question never has appeared like as
yeah,
far as like really digging deep as far as like what technology is today. I feel like maybe that could have been caught early on,
yeah,
or who knows, maybe he would have used the platform for more, like you said, like a more creatively instead of not looking at it like a companion,
yeah,
yeah, I'm definitely after reading articles and after reading looking at news clippings and interviews, it's
uh
definitely an unfortunate thing that technology got to that point to where it drove a 14-year-old boy to take his own life
yeah.
due to loneliness or whatever it is that he was going through. Um, so yeah, Tiff, like besides that, like how do you feel? I'm not sure if you really dug into this part of it. Like what about the lawsuits? Like how would that what about the lawsuit side of that?
So I'm just gonna refer to my phone because I really want to get this correct.
Hmm.
So there was a 16-year-old, there was the 14-year-old, and there was a 13-year-old. Okay, that all took their life. And the 16-year-old, the parents are suing ChatGPT. They're suing Character AI, and Juliana, who was 13,
Hmm.
um, is also suing Character AI. So again, if this was an isolated incident, okay, we still have some work to do.
Yeah.
Um, but what these lawsuits are doing, they're really showing a pattern of behavior as a result of, again, AI providing guidance. And I want to echo something that you said too.
Hmm.
By no shape, form, or fashion am I digging in on parents because parents are doing the
Yeah,
best that they can.
we want to
And
emphasize that.
yeah, that's not what it is. But I do want to say though, because I think there needs to be a different tone in my voice as
Hmm.
we have this episode so parents understand that this is serious. Like,
Hmm.
this just isn't something a lot of people are taking a standoff approach to AI because they're like, "Oh my god, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to know anything about it. It's evil, it's all of these things." Totally understand. I get that. But when it
Hmm.
comes to your children and I know that you love them, you're going to protect them by any means. I'm over
Absolutely.
40 and my mom is still going to stand 10 toes for
Yeah.
me and do whatever she needs to do because I am her child. So
Hmm.
when you hear the passion in my voice is because these babies are innocent, right? They're stepping into a different world. And we, as the adults, and even some of the people that in our community that suffer from mental illness, we have to protect them. We have to demand that these platforms protect the people that are most vulnerable, right?
Hmm.
So that's where my passion comes in at. Because although, again, I am the AI enthusiast, like I am an AI strategist. But
Yeah.
when it comes to negatively impacting people, I don't care what it is, right? We have to do something because we are the consumer of that. So I just want
Yeah.
to make that clear and plain. These three separate lawsuits will not bring their children back, right?
Hmm.
They'll never get married. They'll never have children. They'll never get to experience any of those memories with their children. So, what the lawsuits happen to do though, is bring awareness to an issue that will continue to keep going if
Yeah.
we don't demand change. Now, there was another part that says, that a lot of let's see, so the official responses and safeguards that are supposed to be in place as a result of this. So OpenAI, Character.AI, and Meta have been subject to Federal Trade Commission inquiries, which prompted new proposed safety controls for mirrors in response to these cases
Hmm.
around advocacy around youth and mental health and AI. So now that still leaves an unprotected population of adults that suffer from mental illness or mental illness that can gain access to this. So I think
Hmm.
there really needs to be some emphasis in on, okay, what are we doing to ensure that nothing like this, that no one ever takes their life utilizing my AI platform? That should be the number one thing asked within these developers before they bring it to market. Like, what are the risks?
Absolutely. And Tiff, I want to appreciate you for that explanation. As far as like, cause you said a lot there as far
Yeah.
as my
What's up?
understanding, but it was in a way to where it came off like well thought out, very
Yeah.
comprehensive. And also I want to throw in that, when we hop on here and talk about artificial intelligence, even though we're a fan of AI and what it can do and how it can, I guess, speed up the process of things,
Mhm.
depending on if you use it correctly, it's also important for us to talk about the other side of AI that
Yep.
what I'm saying, we don't want to hop on here and just talk about good, 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 good,
Yeah.
but we got to also throw in the things that you should be on the lookout too. Um, and obviously, and one thing, we should pay attention to what Tiff just did was she threw out a number of different cases. It wasn't just Sewell. So this lets us know this is just the nature of technology.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the only way we can control it is the developers understanding the importance of regulations regarding that, because like that shouldn't have never happened. You know what I'm
No.
saying? As far as an AI getting to the point to where it's completely giving you guidance on how to end your existence.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, Tiff, that's appreciate the conversation. Is it anything else that you wanna add on to what we just talked about as far as character AI and what to look for or the possibilities of what it can cause?
I just want to take a moment to just encourage the parents, right?
Mm,
So I know this episode was rough from a sense of what we're talking about, how we're talking about it, and how passionate we both are. But I want to also encourage you, right? Um, because this isn't, it's not, you're not, it's not going to be easy and it's not going to be perfect.
mhm,
But again, understanding and maybe taking a different approach to what you normally would take. Like the same way that you would want to understand, if your kids are being pressured to do something, right? You want to create the space, create the conversation. Like you said, maybe it starts with 5 minutes a day asking them how their day is, but you
mhm.
need to know. It's not a matter of I would like to know. Now you need to know what's
Ye
going on in their life
abs
because they can have an AI companion that
Mhm,
doesn't have their best interests at heart like you do.
mhm,
So
mhm.
that's what I just want to leave um, with parents, and just again create that space for yourself. Give yourself grace. If you've not been doing it, start doing it, and start small, start actionable, but just get connected to your kids, because if you don't, something else will move right in and become that influence that you need to be.
Yeah, and that's something you don't want to have. So I want to bounce off what Tiff just said real quickly before we close out. So um going based off how we said how important it is to get involved. AI is something that's inevitable. It's in everybody's lives. I don't care who it is. At some point, they're going to come across AI. So
Mhm.
maybe definitely work on, like, if you notice that your child or children are gravitating towards an AI platform, help them create help them, I guess, pull out a sheet of paper, right? Pull out a sheet of paper and really sit there with them as far as that platform, what they like about it, what they don't like about it, and maybe make a list of everything that they can do creatively
Mhm.
with that platform, and then this will possibly help steer them away from
Yeah.
looking at that platform as a companion, and maybe that could be a step, maybe that can be a solution into a better future. So Tiff, appreciate you
Thank you.
for that amazing episode. And I realize I, you like a big sister now. Like I remember like the first, like when we first like went on this journey, like really linking
Mhm.
up every couple weeks. When
Yeah.
I It was a conversation we had off the episode, and I was like, what if I just gave like really started doing stuff for free, kind of like to promote my business. And you told me, look, never do nothing for free. You pretty much told me never do nothing for free. And that was something like a sister, like somebody that really cared would tell you, like nah,
Yeah.
look, nah, we not finna do that. Like, this is how you need to think about that. So I want to appreciate you. Like, I want to thank you for your presence on these episodes, as far as making with your expertise with AI, and really help educate the people on what they need to look for and how they should utilize it. So they don't know it yet, but these episodes are very, very valuable, and
Oh
definitely
yeah.
appreciate your presence every couple weeks
Oh,
hopping on here. So
thank you. Thank you for sharing
yeah,
your platform. And like you said, it's an honor to be here. And the
yeah.
folks are gonna look back years from now and be like, he was talking about this back in what was our first episode? 2023?
2023. If I'm
Yeah.
mistaken, it was 20. So yeah, 2 years ago, a little over two
Yep.
years ago.
Yep.
Yeah. So
So
man, y'all, so do me a favor, as always, subscribe to the channel. When you subscribe on YouTube, 9 times out of 10 it'll be, if you go in the description, there's a link for the Think Successfully Room IG page, Tiff IG page, and definitely follow either me or her. Subscribe to the content so that you can be notified on future content, and we can continue to give y'all this valuable information as far as artificial intelligence. So without that being said, y'all, life is good. Life is wonderful. Be blessed to be alive. Self-sufficiency is how you survive. To the kings and queens, to the guys and goddess, forever and always. Think successful. It's excellent.